Welcome, students. We're going to continue our study this week of multiples. And so last week we started our study of what we call common multiples. Now, a common multiple is a point, it's a multiple at which two numbers line up or have the same multiple. So what we did last week is we counted first by we'd maybe choose two numbers like the number 2 and the number 3, and we'd say, what are the multiples of 2 and 3? And you'll recall from last week that we always start with the smaller number. In this case, it would be 2. We added 2. 1, 2. Then we put in a marker here. We call it a marker. And then here we added 3. So then we move on to the next number. Before, we don't just go on with 2s. We do one number at a time. So start with 2, 1, 2. Then we add 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we ask a question. Do they have a common multiple? Do they line up? No, they don't line up, obviously. So then we keep going. We always start with a smaller number. So out of these 2, which is smaller? 2 is obviously smaller. We add 2 more. 1, 2. Now out of these 2, which is smaller? The 3. So we add 3. 1, 2, 3. So see how we always start with a smaller number each time, and then we kind of keep this pattern up, and every time we get done we check and see, do they line up? No, they don't line up yet, so we added 2 more, and now we see they line up. They have a common multiple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is a common multiple of 2 and 3. And I might keep going. So at this point, I'd see that I have, of these 2, which is smaller? Well, 3 is smaller, so I'd start with that one first. 1, 2, 3, add a marker. Oops, that was kind of sloppy. 2, 3, add a marker here. And 1, 2, add a marker. So I'm just kind of finishing up what I had started last week. And I see I have another common multiple. What's my next common multiple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is the next common multiple. So these are the common multiples of 2 and 3. Over here I started the common multiples of 2, 3, and 4. That was kind of a cool one. And up here I had done a lot of the multiples of 3 and 4, all the way up to 24. So you'll notice every number has more than a few common multiples. Well, today we're going to focus on a new idea. And this idea is kind of what we call the lowest common multiple. I'm going to add a page here. And the lowest common multiple is it's basically identifying what number is the lowest common multiple. What is the lowest number those two numbers have in common? So let's take a number like, let's do like 4 and 5. So what is the lowest number that we can find that these two numbers have in common? Let's start with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add a mark. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add a mark. Now, do these numbers line up? Do they have a number in common? No, not yet. So I'm going to keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do they line up? Nope, not yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do they line up? Nope, not yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do they line up? They do not. Getting close though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do they line up? Yes. Ding, ding, ding. I'm going to stop. So this week, we're just going to find the first common multiple and stop. We're not going to go any further than this. We call this the lowest common multiple. I'm going to write that down. I want you to write that down on your page as well. Lowest common multiple. And we're going to make an abbreviation too. That's a short way of writing something. There we go, lowest common multiple. Our abbreviation is going to be LCM. Lowest common multiple. And the lowest common multiple of 4 and 5 is, let's see here, 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 is the lowest. See what I did there? Just count by fives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. The lowest common multiple of 4 and 5 is 20. That's the lowest common multiple. Let's try a couple of these together actually. So, what is, now in your math notebook, make sure you have your math notebook handy here. On the top of your page, I would like you to write lowest common multiple. At the top of the next clean page in your math notebook. You can pause the video here if you need to go get your math notebook. Lowest common multiple. The lowest common multiple of 4 and 5 is 20. All right, how about the lowest common multiple of, let's do a simple one. How about 2 and 3? So again, we're just let's choose a new color here. We'll do 1, 2, mark it. 1, 2, 3, mark it. Do they have a number in common? Do they line up? No, they don't. Keep going. So I'm going to have you try the rest of that on your own. See if you can find the lowest common multiple of 2 and 3. Go ahead and pause the video here if you need to. And when you have found the lowest common multiple, go ahead and write your answer right down here below your last one. And below the 20 here. And go ahead and write out the full sentence. LCM of, in fact, let's just write that together. The LCM of 2 and 3 is what? So go ahead and solve that on your own. And then when you're done and you have an answer in this spot here, go ahead and unpause it and we'll do it together. All right, if you have the answer done, let's give this a try. So I'm going to go 1, 2, draw a line, a marker. Did they line up? No. 1, 2, 3, mark. Do they have a common multiple? Not yet. 1, 2, mark. There it is. There's our common multiple. How many is that? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The lowest common multiple of 2 and 3 is 6. All right. Let's do one more together, and the rest I'll have you do on your own. So what is the lowest common multiple of, what haven't we done yet? 3 and 4. What's the lowest common multiple of 3 and 4? LCM of 3 and 4 equals, this one I want you to try totally on your own. When you're done, write your answer there. I will solve this one with you, and then I'll give you some more problems to work on independently here. Go ahead and pause now and try that out. All right, if you're done with this and you have found the lowest common multiple of 3 and 4, I'll go ahead and solve it with you. We'll see how you did. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, mark. 1, 2, 3, mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, mark. 1, 2, 3, mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, mark. 1, 2, 3, mark. Ah, there we go, right? Just barely fit. All right, how much was that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 4 times 3 is 12, or 3 times 4 is 12. The lowest common multiple of 3 and 4 is 12. How did you do? Did you get the right answer? If you didn't, can you tell maybe what part you were having difficulty with? Is there something here that you can fix the next time you try it out on your own? Okay, so some problems to try yourself. Now, I'm going to give you, I'll give you about 5 to work on independently, and I'd like you to just make up 5 of your own as well. So let's see here. We'll go ahead and try, what is the lowest common multiple of 2 and 5? Let's see here, what is the lowest common multiple of, we'll try, how about 3 and 6? That's a good one. And what is the lowest common multiple of 4 and 6? So there's 3 you could try on your own. What are some other combinations you could try on your own? We could try the lowest common multiple of 3 and 5. How about the lowest common multiple of how about 3 and 7? So here's a few examples you could try on your own. How about some examples? How about some combinations of 3 numbers? Those are cool. You could try the lowest common multiple of 2, 3, and 4. You can try the lowest common multiple of, how about 4, 5, and 6? So work on finding the lowest common multiples of some combinations of numbers. When you're done, you should have done about 10 of these. I think would be a pretty reasonable amount of practice. Certainly try more if you're having a lot of fun with this. And let me know if you have any questions. Good luck on your work.